and we learned yesterday that the only difference between solving an equation and solving an inequality is if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, you flip the inequality. Okay, Franklin? No. All right, so our steps that I gave you, Sherman, our steps that I gave you when we were solving equations are still the same. Step 1, I'm going to distribute and put together like terms. Step 2, I'm going to put all the x's on one side. Step 3, isolate the term with the x. Step 4, get x by itself. And then step 5 is to check it. The only difference is in this step right here. In step 4 is if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, you're going to flip that sign. So all those steps are on your notes paper. All right. So we're just going to go into the first problem here. All right. So this one's from yesterday. So solve each inequality. So 2x minus 3 is less than 5. So I don't see any parentheses to distribute. I don't see any like terms. All my x's are already on the same side. So now I undo the addition or subtraction. So what should I do first? Add the 3, once each side of my equal sign. So minus 3 plus 3 is 0. So that's negative 2x is less than 8. And then I'm going to get x all the way by itself. So now I will divide by 2. Should I flip my sign? No, because I divided by positive 2. So my answer is x is less than 4.
I'm so good.
All right, let's do another one. Yeah, it's same as equations, just if you multiply or divide by a negative to both sides, you flip the sign. That's literally the only difference. And I'll show you this. All right, so on this one, first thing I notice is that I have parentheses, so that's what I'll take care of first. So negative 3 times positive 2x is negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15. Now, before I look at anything else, I'm always supposed to distribute and combine like terms. So do I have any like terms on this side? Yes, these numbers. So that's negative 6x, 15 plus 1 is 16. So that side simplified. So now I can look at the other side, no parentheses, no like terms. So I'm just going to drop down that 4. And then it's just a 2-step again. So Ryan, what should I do next? Subtract the 16. And that's going to isolate that negative 6x. So 16 minus 16 is gone. So that's negative 6x is greater than or equal to negative 12. And not yet. What do I do now? Divide by negative 6. Oh my goodness! We're talking about dividing by a negative number. When I divide both sides by a negative number, that inequality sign will now flip. And negative 12 divided by negative 6 is positive 2. I did not flip on the first one, Brody, because I divided by positive 2. So I didn't flip it. But this one I divided by negative 6, so that's why I flipped it. The only difference. All right, I'm going to let you all try this one. So start off with your distributing.
I'm like arguing.
Alright, so distribute. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 9 is negative 18. I do have some like terms. Negative 18 plus 5 is negative 13. After that, it's 2 steps, so I'll add the 13. So that's negative 2x is less than or equal to 16. And then I'll divide by negative 2. Oh my goodness, I said I'm dividing by a negative. I better flip my sign.
Good job.
Alright, try this one. Some of us have already been working ahead. Don't work ahead or I'm going to have to make you fill in your own problems. I know, it's different. You just gotta make sure it's that's a common. Yeah, only do multiply divide both sides. Yeah. Alright, so on the left side, no parentheses, no like terms. But on the right side, I do have parentheses, so I'm going to distribute. And get 3x minus 12. No like terms over there, so that's about as simplified as I can get. I move on to step 2. Put all your x's on one side. And guys, this is where I always said, I always move the smaller one. And the reason I move the smaller one is because that will keep the coefficient, the number in front of the x, positive. So I'm going to move this 3x, it's positive 3, so I'm going to subtract 3. So 3 minus 3 is 0, so that leaves me with negative 12 over there. 5 minus 3, that's 2x plus 2. And then it's just 2 steps. So I'm going to subtract the 2. So 2x is greater than negative 14. Divide by 2. And x is greater than negative 7.
I'm so good. I did it.
All right. Alright, shh. Alright, one of the other things that we talked about when we were solving equations was no solution and all solution. And when was the only time that I would have wrote no solution or all solution on my paper, Karen? When all the variables canceled out. That was the only time that I wrote no solution or all solution on my paper. The same thing with inequalities. The only time that I will write no solution or all solution on my paper is if all the variables cancel out. I would write all solution if it gave me something that is correct. So like 7 is greater than 2. Or 10 is greater than or equal to 9. Okay? But if it's not true, like negative 3 is greater than 7, that's when you would write no solution. So on the back of your paper, no solution is when all variables cancel out, just like all solution. But no solution is something that is false. So like I was saying, 3 is greater than 10. That is not true. 3 is not greater than 10. Or negative 2 is less than negative 4. Not true. Well, then it'll be wrong. So you've always got to make sure that you're double checking because you got to calculate. But it's all solution when it's true. So like 3 is greater than or equal to 1. Or 0 is less than 7. Something along that line. The one that gets people all crazy in the head is this one. People cannot seem to grasp that. Huh? This says 2 is greater than. or equal to 2. Is 2 greater than 2? No, but that's not what it says. It says 2 is greater than or it's equal to 2. So is it equal to 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why that's considered a true one, because it's or equal to. All right, we're just gonna do 2 more and then we're gonna stop. All right, I want you all to solve this one. And guys, they're all mixed together. This one may be a number answer, it may be all solution, it may be no solution. And I don't like what this says up here, I should have changed it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put solve. In my old book, when I taught this, they called it always, never, or sometimes. But I didn't never like that. So I just want you to solve it. If it's an answer, then it's an answer. If it's no solution or all solution, then that means all the variables canceled out, and you are left with something true or false. So you'll just have to determine that. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. I learned they would have like a U type no solution. I don't know. My 7th grade, like the 7th grade math class has already done this. That they, however, stopped at 2-step inequalities. They didn't do ones that were like this. They just stopped at 2-step and that was it. All right, real quick on this one. So first thing I do is distribute. So that's negative 6x minus 2. And then I move all my variables over. So I add that 6x. Negative 6 plus 6 was gone. Oh no! All my variables just canceled out. Yeah, oh no, the problem, it's broken. It's broken. Okay? Is this true or not? No. Negative 2 is not greater than 7, so it is no solution.
I got that.
I try this one and then I'm done.
You got me too, you got me.
Oh, we're not doing the last one.
Hey, don't bring it up.
It's never worked good. No, like the word that just did.
What about it? No number would ever make that true. No number.
But never.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, guys, I asked this nicely. Do this last problem.
This is less than.
Alright, I'm gonna distribute 5 times 2x is 10x, 5 times negative 3 is negative 15, and I do have some like terms. 10x minus 7x is 3x. On the other side, no parentheses to distribute, no like terms, so I'll just drop it down. Now I'll move all my variables over to one side. So it's positive 3, so I'm gonna subtract 3. So 3 minus 3 is gone. And oh, all my variables just canceled out.
I was right, Catherine.
Okay, all my variables canceled out. Does this leave a true or a false inequality? True, because negative 15 is less than or equal to 8. It's eating the 8, so saying 8's bigger, which is true. So this one is an all solution. Alright, so we're gonna do this because we didn't have any homework yesterday. So whatever you don't finish